Welcome to the chemistry class, my dear students. Today we will be going to start our new chapter, that is chapter number 3. And the name of the chapter is Classification of Elements and Periodicity in Properties. So my dear, before starting this chapter, first we should know the name and meaning of the chapter. Classification. Classification means division. So in this chapter, we will be going to study classification of elements, how we classify the elements, what are the basis for their classification, and periodicity in properties. Periodicity means the properties which decreases or increases or which show a particular pattern with regular interval of time. Periodicity means which repeats after regular interval of time. Like in our school bell rings after 40 minutes. First period, second period, third period, which means which repeats after regular interval of time. So we will be going to study how the elements are classified and what is the periodicity in properties. Like we will be going to study different properties, atomic size, ionization energy, electron gain enthalpy, etc. What is the trend of that properties, how they show different properties in groups and periods. Okay. So before starting this chapter, first I will tell you some historical development of the periodic table. First, what is the need of classification? See, dear students, suppose you have 6 books of different subject at your home. And I will say, Betty, give me your chemistry book. It is very easy for you to locate that book and you can give me very easily because there are less number of books. But if you go to the library and that library is not organized, books are lying here and there, and there are millions of books in a particular library. And if I will ask, but now give me 11th standard chemistry book, are you able to locate? No, it will take a lot of time for finding that particular book. So, similarly, in this case of elements, at that time when scientists start development related to the elements, at that time there were not so much number of elements, but as at present there are 118 elements. So if I will ask what is the property of sodium or learn the property of 118 elements in different manner without classifying them, so it is not easy for you to remember all the properties of particular element. So that's why we categorize the elements, we classify the elements in different groups and in different periods to make our study of elements systematic and easy. Fine. So this is the basic need of classification of elements to study the elements in systematic manner and make our study easy and make study easy, okay, and organized. Now there are certain bases for their classification. So first we will be going to understand the historical development of periodic table. So my dear, what is periodic table? See, it is defined as the table sorry, which classifies all the known elements in accordance with their properties in such a way that the elements with similar properties are grouped together. When scientists start studying on that time, the known elements, the elements known to them, they classify them on the basis of some properties and make one table. That table is known as periodic table. So my dear, first study was done by Lavoisier in around 1789. Anthony Lavoisier, he only classified the elements known to him at that time into two categories, metals and non-metals. He only classified element into two categories, that is metal and non-metal. After that, there was Daubernier law of triads, which came into existence near about 1817th century. So second is Daubernier laws of triads. Okay. Law of triads. Triads means three. So what he did, he arranged similar elements in group of three. Triads means three. Daubernier is the name of the scientist. He arranged the elements, similar elements in group of three and showed that the atomic weight were either nearly the same or the atomic weight of the middle element was approximately the arithmetic mean of other two. And the triad made is known as Daubernier triad. I am telling you, explaining you this with one example. Suppose lithium, sodium, potassium. It was one of the triad made by Daubernier. He states that, as you know, the atomic weight of lithium is around 7 and it is around 39. So what he states that the atomic weight of the middle element is either equal to the arithmetic mean of these two or approximate equal. So it will be 39 plus 7 divides by 2. That comes out to be 23, which is the atomic weight of sodium. See, triads means he took three elements and grouped them together, in which the atomic weight of the middle element is the arithmetic mean of the other two elements. It is either exact equal or approximation is there. Like you can see one more triad, iron, cobalt, nickel. Another triad is chlorine, bromine, iodine. Third is calcium, strontium, barium. Fine. This was the law of Daubernier triad. Now, what is the shortcoming of this triad? My dear, this could be applied only to limited number of elements. It is not applicable to the all of the elements discovered at that time. So it has limited application. One more drawback of is that, for example, if I will take halogens, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. This law is applicable to from chlorine, bromine to iodine. But if I will make this triad, so this is not applicable in the same group also. It is not applicable. Like the weight of chlorine is 35.5, bromine is 80. So it is not even applicable to the same group. Likewise, it follows the triad between chlorine, bromine and iodine. But if I will make the triad of fluorine, chlorine, bromine that belongs to the same group, this law is not applicable. Is there any doubt till now? Please let me know. Otherwise, raise your hand. So next is yours. Newlands Law of octave. This person loves chemistry as well as music. That's why he relates chemistry with music. Newland's law of octave. As you know, what he did, uh, at that time 56 elements were known to him. This law was given in around 1865 century, 1865. So he arranged the lighter elements in order of their increasing atomic weight. Okay, when he arranged the elements in order of their increasing atomic weight, the property of every eighth element were similar to those of first one, like the eighth note of a musical scale. Like, you know, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa. It again repeats. First elements shows the property similar to that of eighth element. It states that when the elements are arranged in order of their increasing atomic weight, then every first element has properties similar to that of eighth element. Like, if I will take example, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, not neon, because noble gases were not discovered at that time. So after that, sodium will come. And it states that every first element show property similar to that of eighth element. Similarly, in this case, after that, magnesium, aluminium, their properties are same. Their properties are same. Okay? But this law was also discarded because it is applicable to only lighter elements. That is up to calcium. It is applicable up to calcium. Now, after the discovery of noble gas, like here, if neon will come, then this is the eighth element. Now, lithium and neon has entirely different properties. So this is the drawback. It is applicable up to calcium, and after the discovery of noble gases, eighth element will be neon if it starts from lithium. And lithium and neon has entirely different properties. So this concept was discarded. Okay. Now, after that, Lauder-Meyer arrangement. Lauder-Meyer arrangement. He plotted a graph like in between atomic volume and atomic weights. He plotted a graph between atomic weight and atomic volume. Okay. So he observed some curves, like I'm roughly drawing it. Suppose this was the graph. So the peaks of the graphs, see the peaks, these all peaks of the graph represents the alkali metals, that is group 1 elements, like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. They all are present on the peaks of the graph. Now, there are ascending positions and descending positions of the graph. In ascending position, there are alkaline earth metals like here, 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 here. And on the descending positions, on this position, there are halogens. Okay. My dear Laudermeyer did very good work as that of Mendeleev's, which I am going to tell you within 2 minutes. But the difference is that they both are doing their work at different places. Only Mendeleev got so much of recognition. Why? Because he explained he explained the elements in tabulated form. This graphical representation is not the systematic one. It is not easy for us to remember the elements properties in graphical representation. But if I will represent this thing in terms of table, then that will be easier for us to understand. So Laudermeyer and Mendeleev's, they both are doing great, they both did great job at different places, but Mendeleev got so much of recognition because of his smart work. Okay. So next is Mendeleev's periodic table. Next important is Mendeleev's periodic table. See, the major breakthrough come in inorganic chemistry with the contribution of this person. So he classified the elements in very good manner. And in our books, we see, even in NCERT also, we see the very modified form of Mendeleev table. He was a Russian chemist. His table is in Russian language. So that will be not easy for us to understand. What we are seeing in NCERT is the modified version of the Mendeleev's periodic table. So he considered the chemical property and atomic weight in classification of elements. Up to Mendeleev, everything is based on atomic weight. Okay? Up to Mendeleev, we are classifying the elements on the basis of atomic weight. So, the physical and chemical properties. So, in 1913, Moseley was the scientist. Mendeleev in 1869 proposed the Mendeleev's periodic law. What was that? It states that the physical and chemical properties of element, Mendeleev's periodic law states that the physical and chemical properties of elements are a periodic function of atomic weight. Very important. Mendeleev's periodic law is based on atomic weight. It states that when we arrange the elements in order of their increasing atomic weight, then their properties show are some regular pattern. And after seeing that pattern, like he took hydrogen and oxygen, like hydrides and oxides of different elements as a basis for their arrangement. The elements whose oxides and hydrides show similar property categorized together. Okay, so Mendeleev's make a table in which there were around 8 groups, in which every first to 7 groups is divided into 2 subgroups. He make a beautiful table in which there was 8 groups like this. Group 1, group 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And from group 1 to group 7, there are two subgroups, A, B. A, B. But in case of 8th group, there are total of 9 elements arranged in triads. In 8th group, there are 9 elements and total of from group number 1 to group number 7. In every group, there are two subgroups depending upon their properties. Okay. So he arranged the elements in tabulated form. So what are the characteristics of modified? And there are so much modifications in his table. So with the passage of time, more elements were discovered and total of 9 vertical columns will be generated. After that, one zero group is also introduced. 8 were earlier present and one zero group is also introduced. So what is the significance of modified periodic table? Mendeleev's periodic table. First one is that it represents the systematic study of elements. It represents the systematic study of elements. Second is the prediction of new elements. My dear, if Mendeleev's found that in between the elements, there must be some elements in between the elements. So he left space. Like he left space for gallium known as Eka aluminium because he was thinking that there must be something present after aluminium, but he was unable to discover at that time. So he left space in his periodic table and named that element is Eka. Eka is Sanskrit word which means ekdam baad, just after. Okay, so just after aluminium, it is Eka aluminium. He left space which were unknown, and after that, when that element discovered, exactly took position, that place. Okay. Next is like correction of some doubtful atomic weights. See, I'm telling you this thing with one example. Before Mendeleev's, beryllium was assigning a weight of 13.5. With its equivalent weight is 4.5 and valency is 3, which is wrongly calculated. This is not the valency of beryllium, but at that time before Mendeleev, scientists were thinking that the valency of beryllium is 3 and its equivalent weight is 4.5. So its atomic weight comes out to be 13.5. So it should be placed between carbon and nitrogen because atomic weight of carbon is 12 and nitrogen is 14. But this is not the case. It is present after lithium. So there must be some errors. So he changed that and he gave the exact valency of beryllium is 2 and 2 into 4.5 that comes out to be 9. That's why it is placed after lithium. Okay. So these are the characteristics of or significance of modern periodic table, which states that he did the systematic study of elements in a beautiful manner. He predicts some elements, he corrects atomic weight of some elements. As you all know, there are some shortcomings of everything. So what are the defects in modern periodic table. Although he did a great job, but still there are some errors. So it is the defects in Mendeleev's table. First is concept of isotopes. See, as you all know, Mendeleev periodic table is based on atomic weight. And isotopes, you know, atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass number. I am only taking the simple example of hydrogen. Hydrogen has three isotopes, protium, deuterium, tritium, and all are having different mass. So they should have three positions in the periodic table. But this is not the case. It only occupying single position. Fine? It only occupying single position. Next is anomalous position of hydrogen. Very important. Position of hydrogen. See, hydrogen has one electron. It acts as metal as well as non-metal. I mean, it acts as it can lose or gain electron. It resembles some of the properties with group 1 elements and some of the properties with group 17 elements, that is with halogens. So its position is not justified. It is present in group 1 elements, but still its position is not justified. And third is position of F block elements. Here you will study this in modern periodic table. Lanthanoid and actinoids, their position is not given. It is not justified. Okay. Fourth, he arranged some dissimilar elements in same group. Like with alkali metals, he had coinage metals like copper, silver, and you all know they have entirely different properties. So he grouped some dissimilar elements. Okay. Now, that's all about Mendeleev's periodic table. My dear students, in today's class, we have started chapter 3rd, and the name of the chapter is Classification of Elements and Periodicity in its Properties. So, we discuss about the history of periodic table. First, we started with Lavoisier. Lavoisier was the scientist who only classified the elements into two categories, that is metal and non-metal. After that, Dauvergne triads. Dauvergne arranged the elements in triads in which the atomic weight of the middle element is the arithmetic mean of the other two elements. It was not applicable to every element present there. And even sometimes it is not even applicable in the same group. Remember the case of halogens. After that, Newland's law of octaves. He said that when the elements are arranged in order of their increasing atomic weight, then every first element has property similar to that of eighth element. Okay. It is applicable up to calcium only. After that, Laudermeyer plotted a graph between atomic volume and atomic weight of different elements, in which some curves are come. The peaks of the curves represents the alkali metals. The ascending position represents the alkaline earth metal, and descending position of curves represents the halogens. After that, Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev did a great job. He arranged the elements in order of their increasing atomic weight. So he made a table in which in modified periodic table there are 9 groups. 0 group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 group is classified into 9 elements. Okay, and group 1 to group 7 is divided into 2 subgroups, A, B, A, B, A, B, depending upon the similarity in their properties. What is the significance of modern Mendeleev periodic table? Mendeleev give our study very easy. He represents the element in a systematic manner. Okay, he corrects the atomic weight of different elements. After that, shortcomings. Shortcoming is that position of hydrogen is not justified. Position of a block elements is not given. Position of isotopes is not justified. And position of and he arranged some dissimilar elements in same group and some similar elements in different groups. That's all about up to Mendeleev periodic table. If you still have any doubt, then please let me know.